Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're already halfway through March, which is absolutely insane. But I appreciate you taking the time out of this Wednesday to join us on our monthly Wisdom Wednesday webinars. So, Triple W. I have Brandon Hall with me. We are both from National Contracting Center. And we're going to talk to you today about client retention and retention-based marketing. So really hoping to add another layer to you guys being able not only to keep your clients, but grow your business in the same aspect. Please remember you are able to come off of mute. We would love for this to be as interactive as possible. So feel free to jump off of mute and verbalize any questions that you may have. Also, you can chat them in as well, and Brandon and I will happily address any questions that you may have. But we're going to dive right into it. These are the first things that we want to go away because this is going to play a huge part in our retention marketing. So we have some enrollment periods that are going away. The DSNP election, as we know it, is quarterly, and that is no more. The only way you'll be able to enroll somebody into a DSNP plan after 3/31, after OEP is over, is if they have a status change or if they are a brand new approval. So let's say your client is only LIS at current, but in 3 months they get approved for full Medicaid. Then that's a status change. They have an enrollment period. If they are somebody who does not currently have LIS and you help them apply for it and they acquire LIS status, then that's an enrollment period. If there's somebody who's currently on Medicaid and they are in a redetermination period and the government says, you make a little bit too much, they get kicked off of Medicaid, they're now just LIS. That is also an enrollment period. But for somebody who has not had a status change, is not new to the subsidy or Medicaid programs, they do not have elections, not for a DSNP plan. Also, the disaster elections after March 31st, those are gone as far as agents.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you some special news. Hey everyone, this is Brandon from National Contracting Center. On March 20th, the day after we recorded this Wisdom Wednesday, CMS issued a memo that withdrew their December 2024 memo stating that the DST SEP would go away on 3/31/2025. So what does this mean for you? It's business as usual. You can continue to write business using the DST SEP even after 3/31/2025. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here at National Contracting Center. We now return you to your regularly scheduled Wisdom Wednesday.
Our election periods, our SEPs that we can use, are loss of coverage. So somebody who is losing their group coverage, maybe they're retiring, maybe they lost their job. This is an SEP that is still readily available. If somebody is changing their address, so they're moving to an area that has new plans available, or an area that does not have their current plan available, that opens up an SEP for them as well. And then this is probably going to be our hottest SEP moving forward, and that's the CSNP SEP. So the chronic SEP is an SEP that can be used once per qualifying chronic condition. If there is a plan available in their area that covers that chronic condition. And Brendan, you want to help me expand on that one? Because I get lost in the sauce on that one a little bit.
Yeah, so the chronic plans, like you said, it's covered on a specific disease, if you will. So let's say, let's use Marge. I like Marge's name. Marge has COPD and diabetes. So she's diabetic. So that would allow her to have two separate enrollment opportunities based on those qualifying diseases. So if let's say in March, she enrolls in a UHC CSNP plan that covers her COPD. And then later in the year, she decides for whatever reason that the plan is just not working for her and she wants to see about a plan that covers under diabetes. Well, that is another election period that she can use. So it's really dials into using the qualifying disease as the election period. Now, you do have to make sure that there's a carrier with a plan in your area, and we can help you with that. Reach out to your sales development manager or anyone at National Contracting Center. We'll be glad to look in your area, talk with you, and kind of see what's available to you and kind of game plan with you on how to use this. But what's interesting about this, and Courtney, back me up if this is not correct, but most of our clientele that are on dual SNPs or D SNPs probably are going to have some sort of qualifying disease that would qualify for a C SNP, which is going to make it a very opportune plan to use in this upcoming year because of what you talked about earlier with the D SNP quarterly election going away.
I absolutely agree with that. I think easily 80 to maybe even 85, 90% of the D-SNP demographic are also people who tend to have a chronic condition as well. High blood pressure is readily diagnosed and medicated throughout all populations on a consistent basis. And so is diabetes. So those are two chronic conditions that you often see SNPs available for. And COPD. That's a big one as well. And I think you see a lot of our D-SNP demographic who suffer from COPD. Guys, on these SEPs, we did, I think, and this is where Brandon really is going to have to help me. I think they're called YouTube Shorts. So we have a very quick explanation that's available through a video on our YouTube channel. So if there's something that you want to revisit, learn a little bit more about, visit our YouTube channel. The shorts are like, I think they're less than a minute, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got four up right now. We'll have a total of I think 10 once I get them all edited. They're 2 minutes and less, and there's actually a playlist. If you go to our YouTube channel, and in a minute I'll grab the handle and put it in the chat. But you go to our YouTube channel, there's a playlist called SEP Facts, and it's under the Shorts channel, and it'll have all of them listed there. You can watch one, you can watch them all. It's like Pokemon. You can catch them all right there in one location. So we've covered all of the ones that are here on the screen, and I think about five more um, that we ran through, and so they'll be up by the end of the week, and you can revisit them as much as you need to make sure you understand specific about these SEPs. And like I said, they're 2 minutes or less, so really quick. And if you want to have more detailed conversation, please feel free to reach out to us. We can have those in-depth conversations that you really can't do in a 2 minute video.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's ever a client that you're really having a hard time with, please just reach out to myself or any member of the National Contracting Center staff. We are happy to just absolutely pepper you with questions about your client and figure out how we can help them get enrolled. Probably 60% of the time, we can ask enough questions to find a special enrollment period for somebody. There's still a good bit of opportunity out there to make sure we're able to consistently enroll people throughout lock-in. And then going into AEP, have a really solid book of business for you to start into your retention marketing, which is our next slide here. Okay, so what retention marketing is making sure that your clients know you are their trusted advisor. You're more than just an insurance agent. You're somebody who has their best interest in mind, and you're working with them to make sure that they have the support and solutions available to them as you would want available to you if you were in their shoes. How do you do that? You become a reliable resource. So if your clients reach out, answer them in a timely manner. And 98% of you guys do that, but that is extremely important with retention. Make sure your clients have the answers that they need. You also want to help your clients maximize their benefits. So we suggest that you do follow-up calls with your clients every 30, 60, and 90 days. So if you sold them during AEP, hopefully you've had at least 2 conversations with them so far, maybe 3 at this point in March, making sure that they're not having any problems with their plans, that they were able to pick up their prescriptions as they should have been with the appropriate copay amounts that you guys talked about before you enrolled them, making sure that they didn't have another doctor added to them. If they've had to see a new specialist, you might have to change in plans to make sure that that specialist is also in network. But having those follow-up conversations adds to the trust that you already built with your client when you sold them. And that really glues them to you. It also helps you see any holes in their coverage. If you call somebody in February and they're just really griping about the dental bill that they just got, and they don't understand because they have dental coverage that's included in their Medicare Advantage plan, but it didn't cover X, Y, and Z. Explain, try to help them figure that out, see if there's a way that they can get that dental cost coverage covered by their current Medicare Advantage plan. But B, maybe they can't. And maybe that's something that y'all went over, but they just forgot. It happens. So you want to sell them a low-priced standalone dental plan. We just picked up a brand new carrier, United National Life. If I was any one of you guys on this call, I'd definitely quickly contract with United National Life and send out a quick flyer to all of your clients. It is probably one of the most simple to use from a client standpoint dental plans on the market. There's no network to it, and the clients file their own claims, and they can do that by simply sending in the bill that they paid at the dentist, and they can get reimbursed up to 80% depending on how long they have had the plan and what type of services they needed to have done at the dentist. So very, very quick and simple from a user standpoint, but a great conversation to have as part of retention marketing with your clients, just based on a quick follow-up call.
And Courtney, real quick,
Yes.
plug for that dental plan. We just had them, excuse me, on our Diversity University yesterday, and that session will be up on our YouTube channel by the end of this afternoon. And Sean, our representative there, he went into a very in-depth talk about how that plan works, and even does some cost analysis about the price and the premium versus the out-of-pocket that they would have on a Medicare Advantage plan. So very great presentation there. So I would direct you guys, if you're interested in that, which you should be, because it's a very great product. It was very, very exciting to hear about all of the bells and whistles that they have. It does seem like probably one of the better dental plans that I've seen in my time in the industry. And that'll be up on our YouTube channel by the end of the day. So you can watch that session, decide if you want to offer that dental. But that's just a quick plug again there.
And
Yeah.
and is that National Care Dental?
No, that's UNL, United National Life.
Okay.
The next thing is to resolve coverage concerns quickly and proactively. And we kind of just touched on that as part of those follow-up calls, just asking your clients some questions to uncover whether or not they are having any issues with the plan that you enrolled them on. That goes a long way in building that trust. It is also a great time for you to ask for referrals. Any interaction with a client, especially your current clients who are clearly happy with you as their trusted advisor, is a reason to ask for a referral. Um, you can even incent clients to give you referrals. CMS says that you're allowed to pay a referral fee of up to $100 for a Medicare enrollment, so Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, or $25 for a drug plan enrollment. So just keep those numbers in mind. You don't have to pay out that full amount, but that is a CMS allowed amount for a referral that turns into an enrollment. You do want to make sure that you're building trust through ongoing support. Ongoing support does not have to be verbal phone calls. It can be emails, it could be printed mail, it can be anything. Just making sure that your clients have your name and information and any anecdotal information that you want to provide them with. Maybe it's Diabetic Awareness Month, and you want to send them out a little flyer about how to make sure that they keep their diabetes under control. Maybe it's National Fall Prevention Month, and you want to send them a flyer about, a little handle to put in their bathtub to make sure that they're able to get in and out of the bathtub more easily. Those things are helpful. And it's just another way to get your name and your brand in front of a client without them always thinking that you want something. So helpful little hints along the way is a great way for client retention. You can do that through social media, email, and print marketing. Like I said, it does not have to be verbal communication. That's where those multiple communication channels come in. And Brandon does a lot more with social media than I do. But YouTube's also another great venue for that. So you can do some of your own shorts, you can do some longer videos. And I do suggest that those kind of revolve around that educational basis. And Brandon, you can link a YouTube video to your social media. Is that accurate?
Yeah, you can. So if you set up, you set up an Instagram page, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, all of those have handles. And I just put our handle in the chat. So youtube.com/@NCC agent. So yours would be at Brandon Agent or at whatever you wanted to name your channel. And you can put those in. You can put them in an email. You can link them to. You can link them on a website. You can even share them cross-platform. So if you have a Facebook page, but you also have a YouTube channel, and you wanted to highlight a specific YouTube video on your Facebook, well, then you would share that on to the Facebook page. It really is all about getting your brand out there, and that's something you're going to hear us talk about moving forward in the next couple of months is branding, but getting out there, letting people find you not just in your local community, but the getting the word out via your social media, because what that does is also allows the people that follow you to share your material, and then that just casts a broader net. So we do have agents that are being very effective with their online presence and their, say, Facebook marketing, or we're even, I think Courtney and I are about to try and venture out and learn about YouTube ads and how to use that to our advantage. And we'll be able to share some of that knowledge with you as an agent for what's working with us here at NCC. But it definitely is a way to communicate to more people for pretty much for free, because all you have to do is come up with a topic. And if you have questions on topics, if you have questions on, is this something that I can put out there, feel free to reach out to us. We in the marketing department can talk with you. Your sales development managers, they are a wealth of knowledge as well. They may even bring us in on that as well. On the website, we do have a Facebook marketing toolkit, we call it. So if you don't have a business Facebook setup, that tells you how to do that, how to walk through it, how to set it up. All of that can be done pretty much for free. There really is no cost until you can get into paid ads. And that's a whole other webinar. We won't get into that here. But just to create a Facebook page is free. To create a YouTube channel is free. You can record yourself if you have a smartphone with a camera. You can record yourself with your camera, upload that video to YouTube, and then hit share, and you'll start building your channel. It does take some time to build up an audience, but you can do it. And to Courtney's point from earlier, most of the channels that I've seen from agents and agencies that are doing well focus solely on educational material and things like she was talking about. It's National Fall Prevention Month. Did you know? And then whether it's a post or a quick video, it's those types of things that get people to reach out to you with questions. Then you can bring them in with the other materials that we've talked about. Get them on an email list, get them on a flyer list, get them on a birthday card list, those types of things. So you can really start this small for little of nothing, and it can grow into a fairly large opportunity for you.
It's great to try new things. So like Brandon said, if you have an idea, call us. We'll help you figure out how to execute it if you can. We're very honest people. So we'll help you with content. We'll help you with possibilities. That's what we like to do with you guys. So just feel free to give us a call for any of those ideas that you might have. That kind of brings us to tailoring your approach for each client. Just like no two agents are really the same, everybody has a different skill set, a different way that they enjoy communicating. Note that some of your clients aren't going to want the phone calls. They live by email. Maybe they even want text communication at this point. And a lot of them will follow you on your social media channels. Use that to your benefit. Some clients may only want phone calls. Hopefully you're working in a CRM. At a minimum, you're working off of a spreadsheet. If you're still doing the paper apps and you still got your filing cabinet sitting behind you, note that in their files, how they like to receive their communication. I've gotten on some type of telemarketing list from Hades, and it's driving me insane. But if they knew me, they would know that that is not the way to get my business. And for you guys, that's really important. In keeping somebody's business is knowing how they want to communicate. So please keep that in mind. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that they would like to discuss that is working for you guys, or something that you would like to try and you'd like some help with?
Do y'all have ideas for newsletters, quarterly newsletters? I mean, I'm sure there are lots of opportunities of different messages that could be sent out in a quarterly newsletter, but I haven't seen anything documented. Here are 10 or 20 popular or effective quarterly messages that you could send out.
Brendan, I'm pretty sure we do. I think we did a whole year of content topics. David, we'll send that out to you. I'm sure I can dig it up somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I was going to say, David, we do have, if I remember right, Courtney, it was a year or two ago, and it was 30 some odd topics, and it was broken down into different categories, but it was, things to think about as you're sending out newsletters. The other thing I'd say is this is timeliness of topics is going to be a big thing as well. So if you know something is happening, it doesn't even have to be Medicare related. If it's something within your town or something in your local area, I know an agent that has a quarterly newsletter and actually went to a monthly newsletter because there was just so much happening within their town. And it wasn't necessarily that they were sending out Medicare specific information, but it was just a monthly communication to her clients. But it had information in it about they had festivals going on, especially as we get into summer and into fall. There's more festivals. She was going to have tables at these festivals, so she was saying, "I'll be at this, but here's the history behind it, or here's this." Just things that are informational that would get her clients to read, but then obviously all her information is down at the bottom. wasn't salesy, nothing like that. But it was just things that she thought of that her clients might think that's fun. Or, I think one time I was talking to her, she did a history of there was a bluegrass festival coming, and she sent out a newsletter that month about the history of bluegrass. Now, I'm not saying get all crazy and wild like that, but I'm just saying in your newsletter, it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to Medicare when you're sending information out to your clients. You do want that every other time or so, but you don't have to make it every one. You're providing information, you're providing education, you're providing knowledge to them about topics that they find exciting, you find exciting, and then at the end of the day, that's going to build that rapport that you're not just a sales agent. You're their friend. You're their I was the agent that I'm referring to. She has people, if she's a day late in sending out her newsletter, she has clients calling her, "Are you okay? I haven't gotten my newsletter yet." So that's the relationship that you can build with that thing. But we'll dig up that. Like I said, I think it's 30 topics. We'll dig that up, and I've got.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but you also have to be conscious of your book of business in you've got a large book that's in one area, and then you have a larger book or a
Mhm.
smaller book that's in a neighboring city, being able to segment
Sure, fair point.
and that would then justify having two different newsletters to two different folks in certain circumstances, but those are good ideas to be aware of.
Yeah, and I think, in the little thing that we put together with the different topics, we kept it very generalized, so it's more like national based topics.
Mhm.
So that's probably something that you're looking for, David, a little bit more general and broad, but still helpful.
Right. Okay.
Well, guys, please feel free to let us know what we can help you with. Brandon and I are going to hang out on here for a few more minutes. We want to be very respectful of your time, so if you don't have any questions, you're welcome to jump off or just stay on here and chat with us about your situation and how we can help you.
So I was going to call today and realize that I was calling right before this call. Dental, I have a client who called me today about Cigna. And when we looked originally, the dentist was in the network, and then he's telling me his wife only got a certain coverage, and they're using Carrington's network. Can you put in the chat the name of that dental group so we can look at it before the video comes out?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll verbalize it as I'm typing because I don't type all that fast. It's United National Life, and you're going to hear it lovingly called UNL. I do think, David, that it is already up on our website. See, Brandon types much quicker than I do.
And when you say it's on the website, it is
As one of our listed carriers already,
okay.
we had that built out for yesterday's webinar.
Just so they would know, oh yeah, we're here already.
Yep.
So we just need to talk to our marketer that we want to get contracted.
Yeah, your sales development specialist will be able to get that pushed over to onboarding, and they'll take care of your contracting. My understanding is it is a carrier specific link that will get emailed out to you, and the appointment process is fairly quick.
Like a week or
Honestly, I'm probably going to be our first guinea pig with my own personal contracts, so I will let you know in a day or so.
okay.
Guys, again, we want to thank you for your time. David, thank you so much for your participation, and you as well, John. We really do appreciate the candor. If you need anything, please give us a call, and we will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much.